This story is interesting. Like I said, it feels like I've been talking about this for at least a month. Well, I've been talking about Billboard and Vibe, their top 50 greatest rappers of all time. What do I think? I think I broke it down to the best of my ability without ranting too much. There was one or two exceptions, though, where I spoke my mind, pretty much. Spoke my mind. Not that anybody cares, but I spoke my mind about it, and I let my 2 cents be heard about certain people. But here's the rapper that, check this out. He wasn't on my top 10 list. Honestly, I don't even know why I would rank him on my top 50. That's a good question. But when I saw him on there, I wasn't mad about it. I thought, okay, well, you know what? This person slipped my mind. There was just so many great rappers, MCs, whatever you want to call them, out there, man. You got to understand, hip-hop has been around for 50 years. Oh my God, how many rappers have not touched the mic at one point or another? How much great music has not come out of that 50 years? So much. And I heard something very interesting in the comments. Somebody was saying, you know what? It's almost impossible to break down the 50 greatest rappers of all time. You guys should break it down by decades. Every 10 years, that's every new generation, every new era. And I thought, you know what, that's not a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? Because the people that are maybe 80s babies, 90s babies, 2000 babies are not going to like the music from everybody's generation. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's going to speak highly about who they think is the number one and who's not. So I think that was a good point. If we had to break it down, the best of the 80s, best of the 90s, best of the 2000s, best of the 2010s. You know, because every 10 years or so, you have one or two major voices that outshine everybody else. And so anyways, that's a lot of ranting. But Lil Wayne thinks he should be number one on Billboard and Vibe greatest rappers list. So on Thursday, February 23rd, Lil Wayne sat down for a live interview on Apple Music's The Zane Lowe Show. Over the course of an hour-long chat, Weezy discussed his new Swiss Beats produced single, Can't Nobody, his upcoming album, The Carter 6, and the overall state of his career. The one tidbit in particular that has caught the attention of the hip-hop community finds Lil Wayne seemingly taking exception to where he recently landed on Billboard and Vibe's 50 greatest rappers of all time list published earlier this month. Despite Lil Wayne holding a solid position within the list's top 10 rappers, the New Orleans icon expressed that he isn't happy with anything other than being the absolute greatest rhymer ever. In fact, Weezy went as far to say that even the most elite rappers know that the right above it MC is top dog. And this is quotes. Man, who the hell is before me, said Lil Wayne when asked about Billboard and Vibe's list. Was the list including all hip-hop, question mark? Or like before and after as well, question mark? I can deal with that. I will tell you I am a mother blanking one. Everybody whose names you name, they know I'm number one. Go ask them. They know what it is. The story continues, and it goes. Wayne's opinion that he should be considered to be the supreme GOAT, which stands for the greatest of all time, of the rap game comes after he was ranked number 7 behind the likes of the Notorious B.I.G., Eminem, Tupac Shakur, Nas, Kendrick Lamar, Jay-Z, who sits at the top. Lil Wayne certainly isn't the only veteran rapper who is looking sideways at Billboard and Vibe's ranking. Just one day after the list was unveiled, in the early part of February, Ja Rule reacted in a similar manner as one would only expect from someone who takes their craft seriously, especially given the fact that Ja was actually left off the rankings completely. And this is his message or his tweet that he put out, and he goes, quote, "There ain't 50 rappers dead, alive, or waiting to be born better than me," tweeted Ja Rule on February 9th at Billboard. "Congrats to everyone on the list. Well deserved, but check my resume. Hashtag icon, hashtag vibes." So, over on the West Coast, Ice Cube also had a few choice words for the list, as well as despite being given a position at number 18. Back on February 10th, the Mount Westmore rapper told TMZ that he feels as though the entire list is irrelevant. And this is quote, "Billboard ain't hip-hop," declared Ice Cube, "so their opinion don't matter. So who gives a blank?" And use your imagination for what colorful language he used there. So Lil Wayne thinks he should have been number one. Now, Lil Wayne got bars? Yes. Does he have bangers? Yes, absolutely he does. He is nice. And he brought so much talent to the table. He brought you the Drakes. He brought you the Nicki Minaj's. You know what? When everybody was looking like, I remember when Cash Money Records, their big star at the time was Juvenile. Of course, they had the Hot Boys and all that. But when Juvenile started and BG started drifting away from that, it was really like Birdman left and Lil Wayne and maybe a handful of others. But Lil Wayne is the one who kept Cash Money relevant. I will give him that. He made them millions of dollars. I will give him that. So does he deserve to be number one? In my opinion, no. In my opinion, he does not deserve to be number one. Only because, man, you're talking about Tupac. You're talking about the Notorious B.I.G. Nope, can't even touch them. Over Kendrick, debatable. Debatable. Over Jay-Z, I will debate. I will debate on that one. I think that would be nice. Lil Wayne versus Jay-Z. Oh, the Carters going blow for blow. I would pay for this. I would pay to see that. That's a pay-per-view right there. Right? Over Eminem, maybe. Maybe, but not over Pac. Not over Notorious B.I.G. and not over Nas. I'm sorry, those are my top three. You're not getting a top spot on that one. That's just my opinion. But I respect the fact that, you consider yourself to be number one because you have done a lot. He was the man. I will not take anything away from Lil Wayne. But he just deserved to be number one on Billboard's list. Not in my list. But I can respect it. Hey, bro, you're top 10. You're top 10, bro. That's already amazing in itself. What an accomplishment. 50 years in hip-hop, and you're on the top 10 list. And then Ja Rule was another trip. Ja Rule, he wasn't even on the list. And I saw an interview where Fat Joe was breaking down the list. He spoke about it, his 2 cents. And he said, looking at this list, I could tell this list is political. Somebody at Billboard, somebody at Vibes that has connections to this person, that person. They want to be cool with this person. They don't want to offend somebody they know, so they'll rank them a little higher. He said it's all politics. Ja Rule, before, and I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but Ja Rule, before the 50 Cent beef, was the man. There was a time where he was the dominant force in hip-hop. I mean, it just is what it is, man. He was the dominant force. Platinum album, #1 singles. Yeah, he was dropping bangers. And Ja Rule's not even mentioned on the top 50. Ooh, if it's politics, is it because of that? He was left off? I mean, he's still doing shows. I still listen to, like, here in the city of Chicago, I listen to the station that plays back number of throwbacks. And he's always on throwbacks all the time. I always hear his music all the time. So I think that it might have been a little politics. I would have put Ja Rule in there. And I will tell you this. When he first came out with his first official album, man, he was nice. He was super sick with it. Super sick with it. And I think he was getting upset that people were comparing him to DMX. So I think I heard on an interview that he was trying to change his style so much to sound different than DMX because their voices were similar, their cadences were similar, and he just wanted to do something different to really stand alone, so he wouldn't be compared to the doll, to rest in peace DMX. And Ice Cube, he was number 18. Now Ice Cube, bro, let me take a second to say this. Number 18, that's very respectable, but you gotta remember, bro, he was one of the leading forces in the West Coast in the 80s with NWA, straight out of Compton, crazy mother blanker man, Ice Cube. I mean, everybody knows that line, right? Today was a good day. Oh, the Lethal Injection, that album, the No Vaseline, the diss track against NWA. Bars, he has bars too, bro. And still became with West Side Connection, and he just did this Mount Westmore album, right? With the other West Coast legends. Still relevant, huge in movies, influence, impact, and Ice Cube was ranked number 18. Now, I think you could have bumped Ice Cube up a little. I really think you could have bumped him up. 18 is respectable, but I think I would have bumped him up just a little.